بيتعين على مؤسسات الضمان الاجتماعي إدارة التغيير بشكل مستمر بما يتلائم مع احتياجات السكان المتطورة والتقدم التكنولوجي وتوقعات الأعضاء أيضا المتغيرة. ومع ذلك فإن تنفيذ هذا التغيير يستلزم أيضا ضمان إدارة هذه التحولات التنظيمية بشكل فعال ومنظم واحتضانها من قبل جميع أصحاب المصلحة داخل المؤسسات. في هذه الجلسة سيكتسب المشاركون مجموعة من الرؤى الرئيسية حول استراتيجيات إدارة التغيير وكيف يمكن لهذه الاستراتيجيات تعزيز التحول التنظيمي لمؤسسات الضمان الاجتماعي. سيتم التركيز على كيفية تطوير عمليات التغيير المنظمة وإشراك أصحاب المصلحة، طبعا من يطلق عليهم stakeholders، بشكل فعال وبناء القدرات اللازمة لدفع هذه التحولات الناجحة. ومن خلال هذه الاستراتيجيات ستتمكن المؤسسات من التعامل بشكل أفضل مع كل التعقيدات الناشئة عن التغير في المشهد سريع التطور لخدمات الضمان الاجتماعي. Ladies and gentlemen, our session's title is Change Management, a Human Resource Perspective for the Need to Change. It will be moderated by Mr. Ernesto Boderson, Senior Officer in Social Security of ISA. فليتفضل.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and thank you for the host for having us here. It's really a pleasure to be in this event. Like we were talking about, this session is a special session because we're exploring the concepts about change management, and we all have some idea about what change management is. And for that, today I would like to start inviting our speaker and panelists to the stage. First, we will have Mr. Ben Kuipers, Professor of Public Leadership in Leiden University. Please. Then Mr. Kari-Pekka Mäki-Lukluma, please, from Deputy Director from Kela in Finland. Then Ms. Ibtal Al-Riyami, from the Human Capital Expert from Social Protection Fund in Oman. Ms. Sujata Halim, she is the CEO of MPAO Maldives. And last but not least, Mr. Idris Traor, he's a Deputy Adjunct Director of the CAS and the Social Security Agency in Cote d'Ivoire. So today we're going to be exploring and also unraveling what is this mysterious paper that you have in our chairs. And it's one of the concepts that I want to start thinking about. I think it's important to think about how do we institutionalize change. It seems like a contradictory in terms, because change is usually contradictory to the term and the idea of institutionalization. So today we're going to have Ben go through the presentation and to give us an insight on change management. Please, Ben, the floor is yours.
Yes. So, Ernesto, do we have the handheld now, or the microphone? No? It's coming. I'm bad at standing still at one place. I'm sorry, so I asked for a handheld microphone. And I'm also the person that introduced you to this mysterious piece of white paper. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, now I have to operate several things at the same time. Next. Yes. Thank you. I've been working as a researcher in the field of management for almost 30 years now. So I thought it is time actually to write a bestseller book that every manager would want to read, right? So I was thinking, like, what hasn't been written in management yet? And I thought, if I can come up with a recipe of how to change everyone else apart from yourself, then I'm sure that I will have been writing a bestseller, right? So in exploring this, I needed to find this one trick to make it happen. And that's why we need this piece of paper. This is a piece of paper like it is with change, right? Everyone has seen it, heard of it, but you don't know what it is for. So I would like you to take this piece of paper and do along with me, because this morning we were talking about putting the client first. I can assure you, when we have dealt with this piece of paper, we have put the client in the center of our processes, and we have found a better way to work with paper. Who doesn't want to do that, right? So please take this piece of paper and fold it in half across the width. Yep, fold it in half across the width. And then tear out half a circle in the middle of the fold. Change is very easy. Then fold the paper lengthwise. Yeah, just fold it lengthwise. If we're changing, we need to do it a bit faster. Tear a square from the corner at the top left and one square at the bottom right. Yes, top left, bottom right. Tear out one square. Okay, then fold it in half again. Yeah. And then make a small tear on either side, on the short side of the paper. Don't forget, on the short side of the paper. Yes, are we keeping up with the pace of change? Good. Fold open twice. Fold open twice. And tear out another half circle opposite to the fold. Yes? Very simple instructions, very easy to do. We can take care of this. And then fold the sheet completely open. Okay. So, if you're done, I've been talking with experts for a long time. I've been talking with HR, I've been talking with IT, I've been talking with our financial controllers and accountants, and they said this really is the best solution. So, if you have this solution, you've come along in the change. Can you please hold up your paper? Okay, what went wrong? I was so specific in my instructions. Is that just anyone who has the same solution as I have? I'm afraid this bestseller has to wait. This is how we approach change in organizations. We get together all the specialists, the experts. We think of the perfect solution endlessly. Everyone in the organization already heard about the change, the white piece of paper. We've got no clue what it is for. And then to actually make the change happen, we suddenly come up with instructions everyone just has to follow, because it's quite obvious that this is what we have to do, right? So, I would like to take you along in that there is more to change than just what you see on the surface of it, right? We go for the quick wins, but we have to be aware of what is underneath. And I like to use the metaphor of a carrot. Who in the room likes carrots? Okay. I'm happy for you, I don't. I don't like carrots. Well, raw is okay, but in any way of preparation, actually, I'm not very fond of carrots. But I think the carrot is a good metaphor for talking about change. Because a carrot gets you rooted in the soil, yeah? It actually is the element of the plant that feeds the other elements, right? To make it grow, yeah? On top of that, carrots are very healthy, right? So carrots have vitamins that keep you from being sick, and it improves your sight. You can see better, and that's really what we need in change. So I would like to take you along in a story about organizational change, and we talk about how to feed carrots. When is a carrot actually a carrot? You were not expecting this up front, right? How to grow carrots successfully. We talk about a carrot with a cause, and we also go to the roots, other types of carrots for change leadership. This is not the metaphor that I will be using. I don't see change as something to put in front of someone to keep them running and never actually give them the reward. So we will use change in a different type of metaphor, or the carrot in a different type of metaphor for change. But why change? Why do we change as public organizations? We had a nice conversation over lunch, and you said something about institutionalizing change. And this brought me to the thinking that change in public organizations always is about a paradox. Because as public organizations, especially in social security, you have to be predictable, you have to be trustworthy, you have to show stability. Everything that shows you that change is bad, right? But at the same time, you know that when you don't change, when you don't adapt, when you don't innovate, you can't be trustworthy, predictable, etc. in the long run. So since society is changing around us, technology is changing, the economy is changing, we need to go along, but in such a way that we are not regarded as unpredictable, just reactive, just innovating for the sake of innovating. So change is important, but to keep in balance. And actually, change is becoming difficult in public organizations because we do not have one customer to deliver to, right? We have a whole society to deliver to, with a whole diversity of needs and interests and perspectives and experiences. And we need to address all that. All these different public values we need to bring together to create societal value at large. And another thing that makes change difficult in public organizations is that we have political decision makers on the one hand, who sometimes take endless times actually to think about what needs to be changed and how a new policy needs to look like. And then suddenly, as a governmental organization, you're up for it. Like, this is the decision.